Hi guys! Good morning! I am right in front of one of my favorite spots in this home. And I remember specifically making this spot in my home to bring nature and the outdoors nearer to me. And that's because I value it so much. I mean, the natural green, the natural light, the natural sounds. I can hear the birds from here. And I think, I'm not sure if we feel the same way, but the pandemic has brought us back to the basics in a lot of ways, including the way that we value nature. I mean, we know this because when we go to the malls or when we're in airports, we see it's empty, the shops are closed, the restaurants are half, not even half, but half of its total seating capacity. We are reminded that, we can't just stay indoors. And we obey, we comply because we know that we are only one poor ventilation away from contracting COVID. And so, we've all pivoted as human beings, as business owners, to making life into something more al fresco, more outdoors. As Filipinos, mall-loving Filipinos, hindi naman tayo ma-blame, no? Kasi napakainit. Gusto nating magpa-aircon, ang mahal ng kuryente. So the best place to be is somewhere indoors where there's shade and there's air conditioning. But I guess, this pandemic has reminded us of something that I've discovered some time back. And it's really all about the outdoors. That there's health, there's wellness, and there's wisdom in the outdoors.
Look at that sunset.
It was 2006 when I found myself on the very top of Mount Pulag. I don't even know kung paano ako napunta doon. But I do remember that when I got to the very top, iyak lang ako ng iyak kasi naisip ko, sobrang ganda ng mundo. And that I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. But it wasn't until 2012 when I started climbing mountains again because I was a working student for 6 years. But then when I graduated, I made sure that my graduation march was going to start from the very top of Mount Makulot and end in the Ateneo Manila University. I have since then done so many day hikes, mostly in Tanay and Batangas. But napansin ko na day hikes were always bitin for me. So one time, I surprised my husband with a 30-kilometer traverse from Nueva Vizcaya to Benguet. Hindi siya masyadong masaya sa surprise pero, wala na rin naman siyang magagawa. Somewhere in between, I also did an international hike in Sabah. Mount Kinabalu was breathtaking. First time ko ma-experience to be actually higher than the clouds. 2012 to the early parts of 2013, I was on a mountain almost every month. If possible, gagawin ko pang every week. However, life happens again. I got pregnant and gave birth to our firstborn in 2014 and all of that mountain climbing stopped. We were adjusting and did not know how to continue our adventurous life with a baby in tow. Thankfully, we eventually found a way to do it. And we hope until today that we effectively pass on this value to our children. At bukod sa mga bundok, we even expanded our family resume with camping trips. May upgrade din when we went glamping.
Kahoy-kahoy yan. Okay, so medyo
very rustic.
But of course, challenges are not only inevitable but may even abound when you choose the great outdoors for your activity. Yet why do we continue to do this? Bakit ba namin gustong pahirapan ang mga sarili namin? Bakit ba ayaw na lang namin mag-check-in sa isang 5-star hotel?
Mukhang simple-simple itong nilalakaran namin pero hindi nakakapagod siya. Like super rocky, na dry, tapos meron siyang halos di mo mapansin pero meron siyang naka-incline siya. So, mag-a-ascend ka actually.
First, it's character building. It teaches cooperation, teamwork, adaptability, mental and physical endurance, problem solving, and a lot more. I mean, what if it rains? If it's too hot? What if the trek is longer than we first thought it to be? What if someone is tired? What if someone is injured? What if we run out of light? Nothing builds character as effectively as challenges, and challenges really abound in uncontrolled environments. It is Adulting 101. Teaches you how to use your body, mind, soul, spirit for survival. You cook, you clean, you set up your home, and you deal with the givens with whatever skill you can muster. It's an immune system booster. They say kids who grow up in farms have no allergies. You want to guess why? It's because they've been exposed and therefore immune to these things since the beginning of life. It makes you stay active. You can only climb when you walk. You sleep in a tent only after you set it up. You eat only if you cook. Roughing it means moving constantly or else you'll die. And we all know moving is good for our bodies.
Hi, Philip!
It's super affordable. A tent for 3 or 4 people might be expensive, but then that's just probably a one-night stay in a hotel. Costs can never compare. It's pandemic friendly. It's the outdoors, it's open air. Ventilation is never a problem, and if you are camping, no one else gets to stay in your accommodation but yourselves. It keeps you in touch. You hear everything. You see everything. There are less barriers between you and the real world. Comfort is not cushioning you away from the basic way of living. It usually reminds us of how most of our kababayans eat and live on a day-to-day basis. Kids love it. Why? Because it's a yes space. Whereas at home you have to say no to everything, here you can say yes to almost everything. They can be messy, they can get wet, they can run, they can be noisy, they can jump around, they can play, they can be kids. It makes you happy with just enough. You've got shelter, cover, your feet can walk, you have food for energy, the light for the day, the cool of the night. It makes you less stressed, less conscious, less needy, more content. It makes you strong. It can make you do things, go beyond yourself and your projected limits in a way that no gym or procured environment of challenges can. You just have to pull through, rain or shine. Ang dami ko nang sinabi, but really the summary of everything that I've shared with you today is that the outdoors is important. And why is it important? It's because it's the classroom of life. It's an education in itself. It teaches you science, culture, character formation, physiology, physics, math, philosophy, troubleshooting, problem solving, and so much more. It's like so organic to learn about ourselves, about the world, just by being outdoors. And so when you can, go and do it. Go and try it. If you're someone who's never tried it before, just do the necessary things, of course. I mean, know what to bring, know where you're going, and probably that's for another episode, Camping, Hiking, Adventure 101 from the Bonifacios. But for now, I just want to thank you guys for joining me and letting me share with you one of the things that I'm most passionate about in life. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so you know when there's something new coming up from me every week. And for now, I say goodbye and thank you again for listening.